You know, people ask me, how am I going to handle it if jury finds me guilty? You know, I'm going to handle it in the way the judge tells me to handle it, other than paying money. If he tells me that, well, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give you a little time, I'm going to go build it. They're not going to get no money out of me whatsoever. You know, I understand that the Florida prisons are overcrowded and full, and I don't see how they can waste space by locking up a 64-year-old man for medicating himself with marijuana. I think it's my right to medicate myself with marijuana, and that's what I plan to do. Now, the judge in Florida, he said that there's no medical defense in the state of Florida. I told him I thought there was, that I know people that got off using the medical defense and where cases been dismissed. He said he was a judge and he knew for a fact they wasn't a medical defense in Florida. You know, so we're going to have to educate him a little bit, I understand, and hope it works out pretty well. My yard's full of plants. I love plants, you know. That's what aggravates me. Over a plant that is probably the kindest, gentle plant in the world that helps out so many, they want to take part of my life or part of my money, you know. You know what they're going to take and lock me up over a God-given plant. You know, now, who would have thought that in this world, our forefather George Washington, who I understand smoked it at times, would have thought that their country would be locking up their citizens over a marijuana plant. You know, when I go to court, my life is going to be on the line. That's why I'm going to be the attorney for myself most of the time, because I'm the one who's going to have to take and go build the time if I miss it. You know, because I'm going to put my heart into it. You know, I know that what I say and what I do and how that jury takes me will be how they vote. So with all my heart, with everything I got, I'm going to plead to this jury. I'm going to say, look, it's my life. You know, I'm not paying no fines because I don't have no money. So you're going to be locking me up and putting me in jail if you vote guilty. So, you know, all I can say is that this plant, I'm like Willie Nelson. You know, he was on television the other day, said he is, I think, 80 years old. He's rolling joints. He's going to smoke it for the rest of his life. You know, it's the greatest stress relief, helpful plant on earth. And I'm just tired of it. You know, I am tired of the government calling me a criminal. Either lock me up and do away with me or set me free, because the day has come, and I believe most Americans feel that way, and we're standing up and we're tired of it. I'm happy to be in battle with Florida over the marijuana issue. It gives me purpose. I went down on December 12th, and the judge came out and told us what all was going on, that we all could sell it that day and go home. And when I got up, I told him that I was pleading not guilty. I wanted to be my own attorney. And we discussed it a few minutes, and he told me to sit down. And then when he was through doing his other business, he had me to come back up, and we discussed it some more, and he said I could be my attorney. And I'm looking forward to this. Now, however, another attorney has stepped in that's going to help me. Just in case I lose, I guess he can appeal it, because I don't know how to do that. But the jury part of it, I'm going to handle. What I'd love to see on the day I went to Florida to go to court on that day, which I don't expect to see it, but it would be nice if there's, you know, 1,500 people outside lighting up, standing up for the cause, letting them know in a big way how important this was to all of us. To me, there's no greater thing that government could do than to legalize marijuana and make me feel like I'm not a criminal no more. they took and created a war and declared war on its own citizens. And once they did that, look at how many of us are considered criminals. And that alone should be a reason to change things. You should never have a war on your own citizens. You know, I feel privileged to have the opportunity to stand up and fuss with the judge or the jury. You know, not really fuss, but tell them, no, this is wrong. You know, because they can't kill me with so much time. If I was facing 20 years or something, you know, I'd probably do the same thing. You know, because I promised myself 20 years ago I would never plead guilty to no marijuana charge. You know, it's actually harder on me to get back and forth than it is to go down there, and even if I have to fill the time. You know, I mean, but I ain't only willing to do this, I want to do this year. And I hope, and that's why I let the lawyer come in, that this can benefit Florida in some way. And I don't think that the lawyer would have got involved unless he thought that it would benefit the movement. And that's what I'm counting on, you know. And I stand proud in Taiwan this year. I've always said I was a proud marijuana smoker. I know my own body. I've been through 64 years of life. I've done all different kind of drugs and stuff when I was younger, and I've done pain pills until just a few years ago. And they're not for me. You know, in other words, marijuana to me is the kindest, most gentle plant because it can do so much for the human body and the human mind. And I guess maybe that's why they want to keep it away from us, is because it really makes you think. It makes you understand, because it makes you take time to think about these things and understand these things. You know, when I first started smoking marijuana, I thought that it was 6 times or 7 times worse than cigarettes, that killed my brain cells. And now I know, the world knows, the most of us, that they lied to us. Even the scientists that were doing the reports and reporting that for the government says it was lies. You know, so the government will lie to us, you know, and my only hopes is that this year takes and serves as some kind of purpose, whether a jury finds me not guilty or whether I have to put a little time. You know, I hope that the people in Florida will support me on this year, because this is as much for each and every person in the country as it is for me. And I'm proud to be doing it for each and every one of us. And I think that when given the opportunity, and it's just a little misdemeanor and you haven't got kids or job to worry about so much, you're retired or something and you should always say not guilty. You know, if we'd stand up, it would be over with in a short time. They can't afford to feed us. They can't afford to lock us up. You know, all they can afford to do is threaten us and take our money. And I'm through with that. They can threaten me all they want to. They can lock me up even. But they can't take my money. If I have any extra money, it goes towards my grandkids and my home and the people that I care for. You know, not that I have much extra, but, you know, I don't need much extra. I'm just a simple man. As long as I get by, I'm happy. As long as I got a joint to ease off my neck and hips and stuff a few times a day, I'm good. So, I don't know when my court date is yet, but as soon as I know, we'll put it up, and I hope that everyone that can will be there, toting signs, toting a joint, or in any way. You know, text the courthouse and tell them it's wrong what they're doing. Text the governor. You know, just stand up in any way you can, every chance you can. And I hope all of you have a good year. and because I think this is going to be a wonderful year for America. So, you know, lock me up or set me free. That's what it's about.